is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Last night in Chicago, the Angels lit up the scoreboard early and often as their bats came alive in the Windy City. Tonight, the Angels look to keep the offense rolling. Angels and White Sox next. After getting swept in Minnesota, it was nice to see the Angels offense come to life and also get some pitching last night and taking game one against the Chicago White Sox. Tonight from U.S. Cellular Field, it is game two of the four-game set. Hi, everybody from inside the cell. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas, and the Angels last night in the first inning got it going against Carlos Rodon, knocked him out 1/3 of an inning, and the offense overall, a spectacular night.
Yeah, Victor, great balance throughout this lineup. So often we're talking about Mike Trout, Albert Pujols doing the damage. Yes, they got on base a few times, but it's the rest of the guys in the lineup that they came through with some very good at-bats. We're not talking home runs, it's just one double, but they had good swings and good approaches at the plate. Anything down middle part of the plate or away going the other part of the field, just putting the ball in play, good contact throughout. Bottom of that order, 5 through 9, produced a number of the hits and a number of the runs, and that's what you need to see. 7 runs on 13 hits. 8 different starters had either a run or an RBI scored. And when you look and go back to last season, Trout and Pujols, 18% of runs scored on a home run by those guys. This year so far, less than 12%. So the balance needed to be able to score some runs when you don't have the power stroke going. It's great to see that last night.
I mentioned last night the pitching was spectacular. Hector Santiago, 7 solid innings, picking up his first victory, matching a career high with 10 strikeouts. Matt Shoemaker's on the mound for the Angels tonight. When we return to U.S. Cellular Field, we will focus in on Matt Shoemaker's performance his last time out. U.S. Cellular Field, Matt Shoemaker is on the mound for the Angels on this very cool, windy night in Chicago. And Gooby, I tell you what, he's had one very poor start, and he had a very good start against the Oakland Athletics. What do you see tonight against the White Sox?
Yeah, Victor, I thought he threw very well as far as his fastball command, setting up a secondary pitch. When you look at Shoemaker, when he's very good, he first and foremost establishes the lower part of the strike zone with his fastball. Then he has that nasty split finger fastball to get a swing and miss. He had great command, pounded that strike zone, good balance, had a real good tempo going for Matt Shoemaker. That's the important thing for him. Get the fastball over, secondary pitches for outs.
Well, we're just about ready for baseball here in Chicago. The Angels snapping that 3-game losing streak, trying to make it 2 in a row against Matt Latos. At the lineups, the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Bacon-licious sourdough bacon ranch combo. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Back out here at U.S. Cellular Field, the White Sox have yet to take the field for Game 2 of this 4-game series. The Angels, of course, shutting out the White Sox last night, 7-0 the final, first shutout of the season for the Angels. A season-high 13 hits. And we'll see what they do tonight against Matt Latos. We went into last night's game thinking, well, Carlos Rodon, 2 starts. He's thrown the ball exceptionally well. Like Matt Latos might have just been a little bit even better in his first 2 starts this season.
Yeah, he's 2-0 with a 12 innings pitched, an ERA 0.75 for Latos. His fastball's been pretty good so far this year, 87-92. Slider, curveball, changeup, and split finger fastball.
Here's the lineup that Latos will be facing tonight. It's very similar to what we've seen of late. A couple of changes for the Angels. Escobar leading things off at third. Rafael Ortega back out in left field. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols DHing tonight with C.J. Cron at first base. Then you've got Calhoun at right, Simmons at short. There's Cron, Perez behind the plate. Cliff Pennington gets a start tonight at second base, batting ninth. And we mentioned Matt Latos making his 3rd start of the season. He was briefly, and I mean really briefly, an Angel last year. The Angels signed up on September 28th. He pitched in 2 ball games, but Gooby, just 4 hits in his 12 innings to start the season.
And this will be his first home start. 2 good road games against Oakland and Minnesota. But my go-tos to be successful against Latos, you have to be aggressive early. Early counts, hitters have been successful, especially last year, not as much this year. and same middle of the field approach. We saw that last night. He doesn't give many pitches. Middle part of the plate, he goes to the corner, stays down in the way. You got to hit the ball the opposite field.
Check out the defense for Robin Ventura behind Matt Latos. Same lineup as we saw last night. Cabrera, Jackson Eaton in the outfield from left to right. The infield with Frazier, Rollins, Laurie, and Abreu. And Deanna Navarro behind the plate.
And veteran Jimmy Rollins at that shortstop position, a 4-time Gold Glover over the years with the Philadelphia Phillies. Won in 07, 08, 09, and 2012. 2,203 games at shortstop, which is the eighth most in Major League history for the veteran leader of this White Sox club.
Well, they say that it's around 52 degrees here in Chicago. It feels a little bit cooler than that, especially with the wind blowing. The flags have been pinned going from left to right, so probably a little jet stream going out toward right field line. There's always feel like the ball carries well to right field. It's going to carry a little bit better with the breeze that's blowing tonight. It is a very light crowd, but they are bundled up and they are ready for first pitch. They were ornery last night in the first inning. They were not happy in that first inning when Carlos Rodon got knocked out after 1/3 of a frame.
It's never a bad idea to do the same to him again tonight.
Yunel Escobar leading things off. He had one hit last night, going 1 for 5. 315 average, 6 doubles, a home run, 5 runs batted in. 3 for 12 in his career against Matt Latos. There's the first one tonight, and it's down and in. Latos, 28-year-old, signing with the White Sox this offseason, South Florida native. Down the line and out of play.
And it's really blown out the right field. There's to be the tough plays for center fielders going to right center, certainly for right fielders here tonight.
There are the flags.
Yeah, they're moving big time.
2-club win for most of us. 1-1 on the way. This is down the line, slicing out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Latos last year, the Marlins, the Dodgers, and then finishing up with the Angels. Combined to go 4-10 through the 3 teams with a 4.95 ERA. Originally an 11th round pick by the Padres, the Broward Community College. Escobar shoots one out to right. Eaton back a couple of steps is there. 1 down.
And the Hyundai key for tonight for the Angels to be successful. Little Sticks, the local band from Chicago area, Blue Collar Man. Same type of approach as we saw last night. Talked about that as far as go-tos against Latos. Throughout this game, same thought process. Worked himself into some good counts, good fastball counts, to do some damage.
Right-hander on the mound, so Rafael Ortega gets to start in left field. Ortega 1 for 8 so far. Got called up over the weekend. Daniel Nava being placed on the 15-day disabled list. Gentry got to start in left last night. Ended up going 0 for 5. White Sox don't move around a whole lot defensively. Just from a shift standpoint. Austin Jackson maybe a couple of steps the opposite way against Ortega. Not much of a book on Rafi. Brief time in the big leagues with the Rockies a couple of years ago. Two 2-1 on the way. Evens the count. I can honestly tell you, if there's a foul ball up this way, I'm not catching it. I'm getting out of the way of it. It's too cold.
I think you can still make the play. I just think you're setting us up.
No, especially with the I still have a plate in my left hand. It's not good in the cold weather.
What are you, Cousin Eddie?
Exactly. Ground ball to second. Good Laurie with the ski mask on. Throws out Ortega. 2 down. It's a good look right there.
Yeah, it is.
Very Deadpool-like.
Certainly in these type of nights, the pitcher's at the advantage, especially off the end of the bat. But he's from Canada.
Canada, I know. What in the world? Two outs, nobody out, and here's Trout. Trout fouls it off.
Maybe he's from the part of Canada where it's warm at some point.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Let me know when you find that spot. Trout at 234 with 3 doubles, a home run and 4 runs batted in. 1 for 4 game last night. Fouls that one back.
That's a good swing right there from Trout. Right down the heart of the plate. No more curveballs so far this year for Latos. Number of fastballs thrown in games down a little bit. Same thing with velocity down slightly. Throw a split finger fastball also in these counts.
Count remains at 0-2. Angels with the win last night, now 6-7. 4-3 out on the road. 2 more here in Chicago. A couple of afternoon games tomorrow and Thursday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariners and the Royals. 6-game homestand beginning on Friday night. One, 2. Thought about offering at it. Lays off.
Another one of those tall pitchers that the White Sox have.
6'6", 245 is what he's listed at. Check swing. Did not go. Gabe Morales, the first base umpire, saying he did not. So full count with Pujols on deck.
See if he indeed crossed the plate. No, held up.
Fouled that one back.
Stayed back on that hanging breaking ball middle of the plate. Trout knows he had a pitch to drive there, a hanging breaking ball.
Another 3-2, and Trout works the walk.
Lower part of the strike zone did not get the call, but part of the reason is Navarro did not frame that well, brings that glove down and brings it below the strike zone. According to our Fox tracks, that could have been easily called a strike.
So 2-out walk puts a man on for Albert Pujols. There's actually been a couple of pitches this first inning that could have been rung up, but weren't. Chris Conroy is calling the balls and strikes tonight.
And it's difficult for a home plate umpire to call that a strike when you see your catcher bringing it down. It gives you the illusion it is not in the strike zone, when indeed it was.
Albert hitting 180. A couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. 3 for 11 in his career against Latos. Albert went hitless in yesterday's game, going 0 for 4 with a walk. Played first base last night, DHing tonight. Two balls, no strikes.
Good count now for Albert. Center inner on the zone around the strike zone. See if he can drive one. A lot of room in right center field.
Jackson at center playing Albert to pull. Chases something off speed. 2 balls, 1 strike.
See a lot of room out in this area here for Albert to drive, especially with Trout's speed, be able to score all the way from first base.
Yeah, 2 quick outs. Escobar fly ball to right to start off the game. Ortega ground out. To a full count on Trout before walking him. Two on pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, for a guy that has allowed just 4 hits in 12 innings, and he hasn't been helped out by Navarro. Granted, that's for sure, but very tentative as far as attacking the strike zone against Trout and Pujols.
Yeah, staying away on almost everything.
Trout over at first base. Takes off. Albert draws a walk. Back-to-back walks.
Again, that was a good pitch too. And Latos is getting pretty uncomfortable and upset of not some of these pitches being called strikes, but it's difficult to do so. And that's getting a lot of the strike zone. But again, when you bring that glove down as a catcher, it's really hard to get a call on those borderline pitches. And one thing we've seen from Giovanni Soto and Carlos Perez, who's catching tonight, very good as far as keeping their glove there to give that impression that it is a strike.
2 on, 2 outs. Here's Cole Calhoun. .354 to start the year with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Swinging first pitch, dribbles one to the right side. Abreu will feed Latos, and that is the 3rd out. So the Angels get a couple of men on and leave them stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the 1st scoreless. The 1st inning, we'll take a look at Robert Ventura's starting lineup. They've lost 3 straight, yet they are 8-5 on the year. Leading things off at right field, Robles at shortstop, Abreu at first. Frazier, the cleanup hitter, at 3rd base. Melky Cabrera in left field. Laurie at 2nd. Austin Jackson in center field. Avisail Garcia, DH, and Dion Navarro batting 9th doing the catching as they take on Matt Shoemaker, making his 3rd start of the year. 1-1 so far, and an even 6 ERA.
And what we talked about there in the second part of our opening is his command last game out against Oakland, and my go-tos for him to be successful today. Go a little in and out, not the burger, but the pitches.
Oh.
Inside, outside, especially with the split finger fastball also, and pace is a must. When he works quickly, very, very good for Shoemaker.
No number 1?
Double-double?
Animal style?
Oh, definitely.
Man, such a tease.
That's how I roll.
Adam Eaton takes a strike. Right fielder with the signing of Austin Jackson now. playing center field for the White Sox prior to this year. 347, a triple, an RBI, 3 doubles as well. He slaps this one out to left field. That's his MO. Ortega got a good jump on it. He'll track it down for the first out.
It's well positioned there. Nice play by Ortega. That ball was hit well.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels. It's Ruben Amaro Jr. in left field. I swear he looks just like him. Rafael Ortega, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun in right. Yunel Escobar, Andrelton Simmons, Cliff Pennington, and C.J. Cron at first base with
Ruben threw you off.
Carlos Perez by the plate.
Cliff Pennington, 136 starts career-wise at second base, 569 as shortstop. Has played first, third, left field, and of course in the playoffs on the mound.
On
throwing.
the ball. Throwing gas.
Yes.
Jimmy Rollins, switch hitting shortstop, 231 on the season to start. 3 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs. Drew a couple of walks last night. He was on base 3 times with a double in those 2 walks. 1-2 game. White Sox signing him. A little mentor perhaps for Tyler Saladino. Nice little player.
Very good defensive player himself.
2 balls, 1 strike. Shoemaker in that start against Oakland on Wednesday went 6 innings, no runs, allowed 1 hit, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. This is out toward left, not very deep. Ortega comes in and makes the catch. You know, with the bank of lights.
Yeah, when it's hit on the line like that, not a lot of height to it. Very difficult to see, but reacted well enough to be able to catch it. Comes in on the baseball, last second tracks it in, and makes the play on it. Has a smile too with so 2 plays out already for Ortega out in left field. He's ready.
Yeah.
Both pitchers tonight, no sleeves throwing. Latos, Matt Shoemaker going old school. I didn't like to wear sleeves either in the cold weather.
Summer for Shoemaker, Michigan native.
Yes. And the reason why you'll still see pitchers when it's cold not wearing sleeves is because they feel uncomfortable. It's restrictive when you have the sleeves on as far as your arm. It's just really a feel for a pitcher. Some pitchers you would even pitch with sleeves on in warm weather. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the feel of a shirt being there. And especially in a warmer day where you get the sweat, because no matter what, the pitcher is always moving, so you're always going to be warmer than everyone else standing around in the field.
That's a roller foul off the body.
Well, I remember a few times pitching up in Toronto before Rogers Center, the old exhibition stadium. Now that tested you. the no sleeves,
especially in October.
Oh, wow. Or Milwaukee's old stadium.
Good old County Stadium.
Oh yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Jose Abreu, the first baseman. A couple of home runs, 5 runs batted in so far. 217 average. 1 for 4 game last night. White Sox had a total of 3 hits.
Well, you walk around talking to some Chicago White Sox hitters and coaches, and they were like, wow, Hector was really bringing the fastball last night. Even in fastball counts, Hector got those fastballs by the hitters throughout.
"3-2. This one's popped up on the infield. Pennington calling for it. Simmons will call him off. 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. We'll head to the second with no score. Cast of Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. Top of the second inning with no score. Matt Latos walking two guys with 2 outs in the first inning, but no damage. He'll be facing Simmons, Cron, and Perez here in the second inning. Thought for a little while today that might get some rain before the game, but should be all right. Light chances the next couple of days.
Well, the good thing about Chicago, the weather never changes.
Yeah.
It stays pretty consistent.
Especially with all this wind, man, that'll certainly do it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not blowing into the booth. 7-6 down low for ball one. Andrelton, 275 average after picking up 3 hits last night. 2 singles and a double. Has 3 doubles on the year now. First 3-hit game of the year, just his second multi-hit game. Reaches for that one, fouls it at the plate. It's 1-1.
5 for 9 in his career versus Latos. It's a .556 batting average.
Midst of a 11-game hitting streak right now. Some kind of reach for that right area there. Hopefully
Yeah.
nothing serious. Two balls, 1 strike.
With a cool night watching the guys stretching earlier, they really put an emphasis on making sure they're loose on a cool night like this tonight.
It's one of those nights where you don't really want to just be sitting around the entire game. Foul back. 2-2.
Or if you swing like that, you're nice and loose after that swing from Simmons.
Had the lovely opportunity to play baseball in Lewiston, Idaho at Lewis Clark State University.
That was
Awfully
fairly chilly.
Yeah, with aluminum bats, too. You had to stand the entire game to stay warm. 2-2. That's northern Idaho, by the way.
Never played out in Butte, Montana. There's a minor league team up there.
Yeah.
It used to be for years. That had to be
The
fairly
Dodger
cool.
franchise?
Could have been at one point, yeah. Everyone moves around so
I know.
much.
Nowadays, yeah. Ground ball toward third. Frazier has it. 1 down. A 20-game flex plan offers a variety of game options to choose from, which include a premium match of Saturday night fireworks and popular promotional giveaway nights. Visit angels.com/ticket plans for more info. TJ Cron will come to the plate. Cron almost matched his season output hits last night. He had 3 hits, come into the game with 4 on the season. Batting the 8th spot last night, 7-hole tonight, 159 average, a double, 2 runs batted in.
Or they're staying inside. It's back-to-back fastballs inside. Latos against CJ Cron. Just checking the bat, see if it didn't crack. Latos away a lot of pitches in the first inning.
Foul back.
Latos with a mistake pitch there. Head of the count 0-2. Breaking ball out over the plate.
Cron goes down swinging. Round number 2's first strikeout for Latos.
pitch right there for Latos. Split finger fastball, real good location, expanded the zone and gets a swing and miss against C.J. Cron.
Two outs, bases clear, and Carlos Perez up. Double and an RBI for Carlos. 172 average. A little more difficult on a night like this to get the feel for the baseball, huh?
Always did.
Slickness.
You're better with the fastballs. It seems to be always was a difficult thing as far as breaking pitches.
This one down the line. Foul territory. Abreu watches land about 4 rows deep.
That's why you see a lot of times in these cooler conditions like this, pitchers try to find a way to be able to get some pine tar, even though you're not supposed to. But that's the one thing you'll see where they'll try to do that, be able to get a better grip on the baseball.
It's not allowed, Gooby. It's against the rules.
Well aware of that one.
You don't want to be cheating
out
there.
Absolutely not.
Carlos fouls this one back.
But there's a way with the rosin bag there, you can have it, and if you have some sweat too, it creates that a little stickier substance to be able to make sure you be able to get a grip on the baseball.
Cal remains at a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the second. Latos came up with the Padres, a 3-time 14-game winner in his career. Padres, the Cincinnati Reds, got traded to the Marlins. Moved to the Dodgers. Of course, the Angels last year at the very end.
Has that delivery where he brings the arm straight down, then right back up. Not quite Rick Sutcliffe-like, but Terry Mulholland from the left side. Remember, he used to do the same thing where he bring the arm down and then follow through with your delivery.
He looks like Bobby Jenks, the former closer for the White Sox.
Who was a former Angel, too.
Yeah, originally drafted by the Angels.
Part of that World Series champion Chicago White Sox club. So you go, he gets good balance, though, Latos does, but that slow down, then he brings that hand right down and then straight over top. Right over the top delivery. A lot of times as a hitter, when you talk to them, they like a pitcher that comes from right over the top like that. You can see the baseball a little bit longer.
So man on, 3rd walk issued by Latos. Here's Cliff Pennington. Pennington 3 for 12 on the year. A double, a triple, and 3 runs batted in. Need to start tonight at second base. Needed to count at 1-1.
The White Sox not a lot of shifting or moving in the infield, but in the outfield they seem to do it. A lot of room again, once again, in right center field.
Brett Laurie a couple of steps out into the outfield grass at shallow right. 1-2.
Calls this off-speed pitch. Chris Conroy a strike. One of our 5 strikes above the strike zone, though.
But the other day, the bottom part of the zone was not called.
Yeah, this is what used to be in the American League, the higher strike. National League was always identified as the low strike.
Now when the dirt gets by Navarro, now finds him. Perez stays at first.
And the old thing was the American League umpires had that big padding.
Yeah.
The reason why they tried to call the higher strike was they wanted a more offensive league with the designated hitter in the American League. And there was talk about it, we see even during the wintertime, that umpires around baseball now were going to call the higher strike and not as much that low strike. See if indeed it'll help out the offense.
That big pillow in front of umpires, that didn't that prevent them from being able to see the bottom part of the zone? Pennington fouls it off.
You would think.
I used to umpire some games like Legion Ball when I was in my teens. Used to use one of those things. Those things are huge, man.
Oh,
it's like a mattress.
That's a good visual. I'm thinking you there.
Holding a mattress.
That would be a great look for you. Yeah.
Parents arguing balls and strikes with me. Bennington goes down swinging. And Navarro will throw down to Abreu to complete the strikeout. The Angels are done here in the second. Look at the bottom of the inning, still scoreless. Chilly night here in Chicago. Not too bad last night, but tonight a little different. At the bottom of the second, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Sox.
Kings with a big victory yesterday in overtime, trailing the Sharks 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow night, San Jose.
The Ducks Predators tonight, right?
Yes.
Ducks down 2 games.
Yes.
That's amazing. You talk about a bet that you certainly would have taken, that you get the Kings, the Ducks at home.
Thinking both were going to be they'll be playing each other in the second round. Now they went a fight
2 to start. Yep. Wow.
Playoff hockey.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch.
Ball and a strike on Todd Frazier, the third baseman. Toms River, New Jersey. 154 average, a couple of home runs. 6 runs batted in. New third baseman for the White Sox. Honestly, that's where the lighters are from there. Alan Mark. Mark and Alan. Is it Mark the older one?
Yes.
2-1. He pitched for me once. Newark Bears.
That's right. You told me about that.
Mark did, not Al.
No.
Al did all right.
Yeah, he did. No hitter in his career. World champion.
First one for the Marlins.
Yes. Had some walks in that game, but he was effectively wide.
3-1 pitch. Frazier drives one out to deep left field. 1-0 White Sox. Todd Frazier with his 3rd of the season.
Fell behind in the count, had a challenge with a fastball, 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Shoemaker. Frazier doesn't miss a mistake. That was up middle. And quickly got the barrel of the bat on that baseball, hit it out. See there where the fastball is located, right in his zone. He gets the foot down and the path through for him, and the barrel of the bat, and some lift for Frazier. On a cold night like this, that ball went a long way.
Second home run Shoemaker's allowed this year. So the Angels play from behind. Melky Cabrera takes a strike. Frazier with 35 home runs a season ago. Melky hitting .304 with a double, 3 runs batted in. One and two. Cabrera hitless last night. Little looper foul behind the dugout. I'll go back to that previous pitch prior to that one there. The 1-2.
A high fastball.
High fastball. I mean, and nowhere near the zone. It can't be a purpose pitch up there.
No. What do you, I mean, sometimes you try to go upstairs. If you're going to go upstairs, it's just barely above the strike zone. Not that far out if you try.
Bouncer over to Cron. Shoemaker covering. One down.
And going back to that, the reason why if you're going to go high fastball, you want to make it close enough because you haven't done anything at that point as far as setting him up. You try to get him out. In my opinion, when you get a 1-2 count, if you go fastball, run that two-seamer and run back to the inside part of the plate, upper part of the strike zone, but not waste one that high. And when you're facing somebody like Frazier on a 3-1 count, that's when you think in terms of either taking something off the fastball, what we call BP fastball, to get him out in front, or you go all speed. Because when you're a power hitter, even though the batting average down for Frazier, he's going to expand his zone against you. So allow him to get himself out with an off-speed pitch.
Brett Lawrie, the second baseman, a .286 average with a home run and 3 RBIs. Pulls this one back. Lawrie had a 3 strikeout night last night.
There's a number of hitters in this lineup for the White Sox with pretty good career numbers against Shoe, including Brett Lawrie, 6 for 12.
Laurie's one of those guys who can definitely expand the zone on.
Tried when that split finger fastball got a little piece of the baseball. Carlos Perez pointing down with his mitt to make sure that he did not leave that pitch out over the plate or anywhere near the strike zone. To your point, that Brett Lawrie will swing a pitch out of the strike zone.
There's that high fastball.
So far, the arm side fastball for Shoemaker tonight hasn't been as consistent as we saw, especially that last game out in Oakland.
Got him upstairs. Down goes Lawrie. 2 down.
And that fastball above the strike zone at 92 from Shoemaker. Good balance, but he goes upstairs and And Norrie's going to be swinging. He's going to be swinging hard no matter what the count is.
Arm side, by that you mean inside to a right-handed batter. Glove side, away to a righty.
We're seeing pretty good velocity from Shoemaker. It's just a matter of location.
And that was a pitch that Carlos, it was called a strike. Carlos was set up on the inside part of the plate, and that caught a lot of the plate. It's Austin Jackson bounced. That was a better pitch.
Much better.
Escobar across the diamond. Matt settles down, gives up the leadoff home run to Todd Frazier as we head to the third. 1-0 Chicago.
Coors Light. Angels last season, first team in Major League history to have two players that had 40 or more home runs. Trout 41, Albert Pujols 40, and both had fewer than 100 RBIs. Goes back to our point we talked about in the opening about balance, guys getting on base to give those guys more of an opportunity to drive in runs. A lot of times solo shots for him last year, no one on base. Need that productive bottom part of the order for Trout and Pujols for Mike Scioscia's club to be successful this year.
Top of the order up for the Angels, down 1-0. Escobar, Ortega, and Trout against Matt Latos. Yunel in a fly ball to right field to lead off the game. Latos 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Adam Bates plays a very shallow right field. Oh, nice play by the bat boy next to the dugout.
No wasted effort either.
Oh, one-handed.
Still just kicking back. No problem, no problem.
Go ahead, brush your shoulders off. 0-2. Called strike 3. Escobar doesn't like the call, but it caught the zone. 1 down.
What we've seen so far from Chris Conroy, he's called the high strike, and this is the upper part of the strike zone. At 89 miles an hour with the fastball, corner foxtrot catches the upper part.
Rafael Ortega, the left fielder, he grounded out to Brett Lawrie in the first. Not a bad idea. One plate appearance in Minneapolis where he tried to lay down a bunt.
With his speed, it's a good decision.
Slaps this one foul. That's out to right field with Eaton playing shallow, though. It's an easy play. 2 down.
It's amazing how shallow he plays. He used to always play a shallow center field. He's carried it over in the right field. I was talking to Dave Hansen today. He said the guys could have scored a few more runs if it wasn't for Eaton playing so shallow in there, cutting off an opportunity to go more than one base.
Yeah, there was a number of flare singles to the right that became one hoppers to Eaton because of how shallow he was playing.
Couldn't really go from second to home on some of those singles that way too, because he was playing so shallow with his arm.
This one down the line, that's just foul. Jerry Meals, third base umpire with the call.
Really in position to call that one foul. It was hit hard by Trout, but just foul. Just wanted that call, but fastball off the outside corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Trout drew a walk in the first inning, 1 of 3. Latos has allowed.
So far, Latos is not allowed to hit. 2 outs here in the third. We're already up to, this will be pitch number 58.
Full count. 35 strikes, 23 balls so far. Payoff on the way with Albert on deck. Trout bounces this one over to Frazier at third. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Matt Latos. We're headed to the bottom of the third with the White Sox on top. Thursday, Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take on the division rival and reigning World Series champion Kansas City Royals at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, in a game you can only see on FS1 or watch live on Fox Sports Go.
Should be a good one. They're battling tonight. 5-2. Kansas City leads Detroit Tigers.
Matt Shoemaker gave up a leadoff home run to Todd Frazier in the second. Retired the next 3 guys. Face 8, 9, and 1 in the third for the White Sox. Avisail Garcia, the DH. 171 average, a double, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. 0 for 3 last night with a couple of strikeouts. Garcia's just chasing everything.
And I would make sure I expand the strike zone and keep throwing all speed and off the plate against him, because he's got good numbers. 2 for 3 against Shoemaker, with both of those hits being home runs.
103 strikeouts for the White Sox coming into tonight's play. It's outside, 1-2. The Angels prior to last night were on the bottom. Fewest amount of strikeouts in the American League. Good change for the Angels.
It's one thing Mike Scioscia has, like he saw in camp, and then obviously start the season. It gives him the ability to do some things offensively as far as putting players in motion because of the consistent contact, which he has not had in the last couple of years.
One, two, down goes Garcia, 1 out.
Seen a pretty good slider so far in this game for Shoemaker. Usually we always talk about a split finger fastball. That's a good hard slider away to get a swing and miss. Left-handed batters against Shoemaker this year 174, but right-handed over 300.
Down Navarro, the catcher, at the plate. Switch hitting veteran. 1 for 22 to start the year. One of the many changes for the White Sox. Alex Avila, formerly of the Tigers, signed by the White Sox as well. Ton of new faces on the offensive side. Reaches for this one. Lofts one out to right center field. Cole will play it on the hop. And it's a 1-out single for Navarro.
Off-speed pitch off the end of the bat. Flares it in nicely in front of Cole. Thought about running and dive, but no chance to be able to do so. Keeps it in front, keeps a double play in order. It's a very difficult guy to double up, and Eaton at the plate now for Chicago.
Eaton hit a fly ball to left field in the bottom of the first, so he's 0 for 1. Escobar playing in over at third base. Drops it back. Carlos Perez has it. Fires to first. Man, that was quick.
Exactly.
All goes to anticipation.
As soon as he's read that that bat was turning that way, the push down the third base line quickly. Carlos Perez reacts, sees the bat going down, and out of that catching position, quickly fires to first base and gets Eaton. It's all about getting out of that position as quick as possible and pushing that baseball into the ground and then throwing over in one motion to first base.
That is not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination for a catcher. Square the shoulders and throw a strike to first base on the move. 2 outs now. Rollins at the plate. Navarro at second base. 1-0 Sox. Rollins 0 for 1.
That's that mislocation on the fastball. Carlos is setting up away, and that was right down the heart of the plate. A dangerous pitch for Matt Shoemaker.
What can you do to kind of work that arm side a little bit more so when you're struggling to get there?
I think what you got to do then as a catcher, you got to set up even further off the outside corner to make sure he doesn't make a mistake over the middle.
Bouncer back to the mound. Shoes got it. Sox done here in the third. We'll head to the fourth. 1-0 Chicago. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru Loves Promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new signature avocado tostadas today. White Sox on top, 1-0. Top of the fourth. Speaking of on top.
Hey, that's my gum. Right there for Jerry Sands.
No idea.
Yeah, that
No
could be
clue.
there for a while.
Yeah. Only guy sitting up against the railing. It's a good look.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols to lead things off, followed by Cole Calhoun and then Andrelton Simmons. Might need now somebody to set up a hot foot situation on him as well.
On a night like tonight, it might not be a bad idea to have it done to you.
Yeah, right. Albert drew a walk in the first.
Yeah, Blyleven would do that with the best of them. Rick Sutcliffe like to do those things also.
That one in the cup on top of the hat.
Yeah. We saw it in
A
spring
drinking
training a lot.
cup, by the way.
Yeah. We saw it spring training. The sunflower seeds were very popular.
Two balls, one strike.
We got a lot of pitches thrown. And Latos not allowing a hit yet. 3-1 count. Very good hitters count now for Albert. 37 strikes.
Now the outfield left and center really playing Albert to pull. And that is pulled down the left field line. Albert got an off-speed pitch. Full count. Don Cooper, the pitching coach.
Been here a long time. He's been very successful.
Three-two on the way from Latos. Albert chops one back over the mound. Brett Lauren, the second baseman, has it.
Chase ball for Albert. Over aggressive on a fastball.
If you have a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $6 per seat. Just visit angels.com/groups for more info.
Fans tonight making sure they were bundled up, wearing the sweatshirts underneath the jerseys. Chilly night.
Cole grounded out in the first inning.
Amazing those numbers on the first two pitches up and then a bat for Cole.
Lays off. First real shift that we've seen the White Sox put on. Brett Laurie out in shallow right. Halo still looking for their first hit. 3 walks allowed by Latos.
When you talk about the shifts being put on against Cole Calhoun a couple years ago, it's 2%. Last year, 26%. What we've seen so far early on from him, he's used the entire field, especially that left center field.
Trying to go that way. Fouls it off. 2-2. Latos now has gone 15 1/3 innings this year. Having allowed just 4 hits. Frazier now moves over to the shortstop position.
Latos with already 5 full counts.
Yeah, he's not overpowering. I think he's hit 92 a couple of times, but he's lived at 89 to 91. But some of the swings we've seen on the fastball, there's some life there at the very end.
Yeah,
it's a little ride to it in the strike zone.
Because a lot of his fastballs have been upstairs. Just like that one there, a little four-seam fastball. Again, you can get some life on the fastball when it's upper part of the strike zone, but if you miss slightly down from that part of the strike zone, that's the baseball that gets hit a long way.
Another 2-2. Popped him up. Shallow center. Austin Jackson comes in. 2 outs. The base is clear. Simmons coming up. Andrelton grounded out to Frazier, leading on the second. Lifted out to shallow center again. Jackson is in. We will head to the bottom of the 4th with the White Sox up 1-0.
With Jose Abreu coming to the plate. 2014 won the AL Rookie of the Year, batting average 1736 home runs, 107 RBI. First White Sox Rookie of the Year since 1985, Ozzie Guillen. Matt Shoemaker right behind him in that race for the Rookie of the Year back in 2014. He won 16 wins that year.
3, 4, and 5 for the White Sox. Abreu, Frazier, and Cabrera. Drives one at the straightaway center field. Trout is on his way back, and that is gone. 2-0 White Sox. The second leadoff home run allowed by Matt Shoemaker. Abreu's 3rd of the season.
You can see the power that this White Sox club has. That fastball not quite the zip on it there for Shu. It was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, middle down. He wanted that fastball inside, and you can see a reaction from the catcher. You know exactly when a guy squares up the baseball against you. And Abreu got the barrel of the bat on that one and some lift to get it over the fence and above Mike Trout.
This is a broken bat flare to left. That'll fall in for a base hit. So Frazier 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. So nobody out. Cabrera at the plate.
A lot of home runs early last year for Shoemaker in his first 8 start 13. Remember, the next 16 is 10 allowed.
Cabrera grounded out to Cron at first base. His first time up. Now looking to break the ball for a strike. White Sox don't run a whole lot. There's 2 stolen bases on the year. This is lined to left field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. So that's 3 consecutive hits for the White Sox to start this 4th. A home run and 2 singles.
Another batter with pretty good success in his career versus Shoemaker. Cabrera, 4 for 6. It's all about location so far with the fastball. When Matt has missed, we talk about the keys for him in and out. That's the inside part of the plate, outside part of the plate, avoiding the middle of the plate, and that's what's cost him a couple swings here in this inning alone.
Brett Lawrie, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Shoemaker. Matt had allowed just 2 hits prior to this inning. A home run to Frazier and a single to Navarro in the 3rd. Escobar playing in at 3rd. Lawrie fouls it back.
Not a lot of pitches thrown in this inning for some damage being done. This is the 5th pitch of this inning.
Good pitch there. Location.
I'm talking about the glove side. That was executed perfectly by Shoemaker. If he makes contact at all, it's going to be a ground ball with an infielder.
Frazier at 2nd and Cabrera at first base. 0-2. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Right, that 2-seamer once again, down and in. This time, Brett Lawrie did not chase it. Got a swing and miss on a high fastball that last at bat. This at bat doesn't have the coverage on the face. Cole moved it down to his neck. Thought maybe it was taking away his vision.
Cued foul. Abreu led off this inning with a home run. Frazier and Cabrera followed with singles. looking for that first down. Just missed upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Calhoun shallow in right field. Laurie takes down and in. Full count now. 54 pitches for Matt Shoemaker. 38 have been strikes. A couple of home runs allowed. Payoff on the way. Laurie fouls it off late on that one.
The way Latos has thrown the ball today and that power bullpen that the White Sox have, especially on the back end of that bullpen. Very important pitch here now for Shoemaker. 3-2 count, no outs.
Laurie lifts one out to left. Ortega back at the warning track. He'll make the catch. Laurie got jammed. 1 down.
And Frazier started going down towards the base and then ran back. Thought about tagging initially, but on the scoring position. But Ortega with that very good throwing arm out in the outfield was caught in between, thinking that ball might have gotten over his head. It's played by Ortega once again.
Austin Jackson grounded out to Yunel Escobar in the second. Two balls, no strikes on Jackson. 5 hits allowed by Shoemaker. Ground ball here, get out of it. Ground ball past Simmons though, out to left. Being stopped at third is Frazier. Ortega comes up firing. That throw is cut off.
That is some kind of arm out in left field for Ortega.
But he charged the living daylights out of that baseball as well. So they're loaded up now. 4th hit of the inning for the White Sox, and obviously El Garcia coming up.
Charged it well. We saw that on display in Minnesota, charging the baseball, gave himself a very good throwing position. And that will get around baseball, that not to take that extra base against Ortega, how well he charges the baseball and that strength he has in his throwing arm.
Garcia struck out leading off the third. A guy that you don't want to have extend his arms on a pitch.
Good power the other way also, extremely strong. But he can roll into a double play though.
One ball, one strike. Garcia, native of Venezuela. He's coming up with the Tigers. 1-1. Bounce and foul. 1-2.
I think his hands are a little bit lower in his approach this year.
Yeah. Remember, when he first came up, I mean, they compared him so much to Miguel Cabrera just because he had the same body type, the look. His batting stance was very similar.
Great coverage power the other way. The hands down a little bit lower. And then as the pitch is being thrown, he'll bring the hands up. See the hands right down there low, then he brings it up.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Cron playing it over at first. Pennington shading Garcia toward the middle. 2-2 popped up. Shallow right. Cole Calhoun coming in. Frazier's back at the bag at third base. Little tag, but he's not going anywhere.
And that was a wise decision not to. What a throw by Cole.
2 down.
Some pretty strong arms in this outfield for the Angels. We talk about their coverage they have. Again, perfect technique getting behind the baseball to be able to get a good accurate throw. And all line right at the plate.
And on top. Anytime you drop a little bit, that's where you get that tail on the throw.
Action. Exactly. Mike Trout last year had career high as far as outfield assists. So good arms in the outfield for the Angels, plus that coverage.
So 2 outs, 2-0 White Sox. Base is still loaded. Here's Deanna Navarro. Flared a single out to right field in his first at bat. At the bottom of the 4th.
White Sox have been very aggressive early in counts here, especially in this inning.
Job by Carlos, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, between Mike Scioscia and Robin Ventura, expressions did not change at all when you look over at them. And see another nice play by Carlos Perez in that pitch in the dirt. Expressions don't change. Mike Scioscia, Robin Ventura, it would not be fun to play poker against. You wouldn't know if they had a good hand or not.
This one's pulled toward first. Cron has it. He'll run to the base. They call it an out. And that's the 3rd out. A lot of noise for the White Sox this inning. They only get 1 on the home run by Abreu. We'll head to the 5th. 2-0 Chicago. seems to be greater than ever. For now, Cuba remains one country that's outside its reach. Watch our special documentary, Cuba, Baseball's Final Frontier, Monday at 10:30 p.m. on Fox Sports West. A lot of base runners in that fourth inning for Matt Shoemaker, but credit him for limiting the damage just to the home run by Breen. It's a 2-0 game.
And also the arm strength for the outfielders. The Angels helped out also. That reputation gets around. Scouts watching the games, and you know they have good, strong throwing arms and accurate throwing arms. With the technique to get behind the baseball well.
Halo's still looking for their first hit. Latos has retired the last 7 straight. He's given up 3 base runners, all 3 via the walk. He's got Crone, Perez, and Pennington here in the 5th. CJ struck out in the 2nd.
Nice job by Shoemaker to avoid major damage in that inning.
That's lined out to center field. It's going to hang up for Jackson. 1 down.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Carlos Perez coming to the plate, but behind the plate, perfect technique. Got around the baseball, good athletic position, out of that catching position quickly, pushes the ball down, perfect throw to first for Carlos Perez. One of the tools, the defensive tool.
Carlos drew a walk in the 2nd. Ground ball back up the middle. Brett Laurie far to his right's got it, but that will go as a base hit.
First hit of the game for the Angels.
Latos gets a round of applause for going 4 1/3 hitless.
Right back up the middle, tried to kick at it.
Just the 5th hit he's allowed in 3 starts. Here's Pennington, struck out in the 2nd.
We're watching him in batting practice today. Pennington had a good round. Starting to see a little bit of a drop in velocity as we progress for Latos now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, and Escobar on deck. Angels have had 1 base runner reach scoring position. That was Trout in the 1st. Back-to-back walks by Latos. 2 down.
And that fastball, 87-mile-an-hour fastball, but upstairs and above the strike zone. Just pulled off the pitch, especially a high fastball. See if you can get one of those fastballs first pitch, do some damage. Escobar likes to swing at that fastball first pitch if he gets it.
Bouncer left side. Frazier has it. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels still trailing at 2-0. Intended by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Cold, windy night in the Windy City. 2-0 Chicago. A couple of home runs allowed by Matt Shoemaker, and he'll face the top of the order for the Sox in the bottom of the 5th. Rollins and Abreu. Fly ball to left, and he tried to bunt his way on to the 3rd. So he's 0 for 2. Ortega's been busy in left field. 1, 2, 3 fly balls out to him, and then 3 singles in that 4th inning all went to him.
Shoemaker threw 24 pitches last inning.
Rafael. Pulled over to first. Crone has it. Boy, that ball took a wicked hop on him. Yeah.
Shoemaker now with 70 pitches. Up at that 24 in the 4th inning. Pretty economical prior to that. Hope for a quick inning right here for him, especially with the part of the order coming up. 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels to start the 6th.
Rollins 0 for 2. Fly ball to left. Come back into the mound. Yowza.
Very dangerous spot there.
Yeah.
Last second is able to turn away from that high fastball.
Buzzing the tower.
It's almost as if he was waiting for that the run back, a 2-seam fastball, but it did not do so.
2 balls on a strike.
Very patient hitter, Rollins is. So last night with a couple of walks against Hector Santiago.
Jose Abreu on deck. Popped up, shallow left. Ortega comes racing in. 2 down. Jose's been busy.
You were right on with Jose Abreu coming to the plate. His last at bat. Back in the 4th. It's worthy of a Carlos Camp replay. Jumping on an early pitch. Fastball. Jose Abreu. It's his 3rd home run of the season. 7th RBI just over the wall in left center field.
You saw the extension that he got, the mislocation by Matt Shoemaker. Coming into the series, the first 2 weeks of the season, talk about lowest batting averages on inside pitches. Obviously, El Garcia 1st in baseball, Abreu 4th with a 105 average. But you start leaking that pitch over the middle of the plate, you're asking for trouble.
And there's only certain pitchers that can stay consistent inside. A lot of times you'll just show inside off the plate to go away, but you can get him out consistently with a fastball inside against him.
Saw it last night with a couple. He broke 2 bats. Holds this one foul.
And getting back to how well Hector threw that baseball last night. 93, 94, 95 consistently with his fastball. Double figures in strikeouts. Tied a career high for Hector.
Home run that Abreu hit. His 69th as a White Sox. That puts him 40th already all time. One away from time, Ivan Calderon.
I think I got in his book.
Yeah.
The late great.
Frank Thomas, of course, the franchise leader.
Got in that book also.
448.
Just for fun.
Yeah. There's the big Hertz retired number. 3-2 on the way. Mouser, Shoemaker's got it. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. 5 in the books. Still 2-0 Sox. Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. And by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. Halo still trying to figure out Matt Latos as we begin the 6th inning at U.S. Cellular Field. Most batters Latos has faced in any one inning was 5, and that was in the first. He's issued 3 walks, and he's allowed 1 hit. That was an infield base hit to Carlos Perez in the 5th. Ortega, Trout, and Pujols in the 6th inning. Ortega with the ground out and a line out to right. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, that's where he's lived. 88 to 92. 92 was early, and it was just 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, the overall velocity on his fastball down slightly this year, but that doesn't matter. It's results is what matters. So far this season, he's been very good.
85 pitches thrown so far.
Let's see how much that bullpen was worked last night for the White Sox. But Ventura's got to be happy at this point.
4 strikeouts, 3 walks. 2-2. Fouled off.
He's really lived up in the upper part of the strike zone. And Chris Young on the Kansas City Royals lives in that upper part of the strike zone, overpowering.
Bouncer back up middle, redirected off the glove of Latos. Or he gets rid of it quickly. 1 down. It's a 1-4-3 put out.
Ground ball deflected and right at Brett Lawrie to be able to get a 1-4-3 ground out. Latos important, especially with Mike Trout coming up now, which at that point, if it gets through and up the middle, represents a tying run potentially.
Trout a walk and a ground out. Pulled down the line, and that is just foul. Second time Trout's done that in as many at-bats. Taking that outside pitch, yanking down the line.
He's trying to get that timing mechanism. We showed it last night as far as the leg kick and then the stride, trying to shorten it up just a bit. Be able to clear his hands quicker. Latos wanted that a little off the outside corner, though. Look at our Fox track just off the outside corner. Close pitch.
Hit a spot, but the spot was off the plate. Now the 1-2. About back.
He was ready for that fastball away. Again, all night long with his fastball, upper part of the strike zone. Sometimes above it. Been effective, not overpowering, but effective.
Foul tip hung on to by Navarro. 2 outs.
It was a breaking ball, fouled and caught before it hits the dirt. And pulling off, you can see the front shoulder flying open, the head moving, and the hips opening up for Mike Trout on that swing. He's just trying to get his swing back. And when you look at his career numbers in the month of April, always, especially as far as the home run total, his least amount is in the month of April in his career.
Albert has drawn a walk and grounded out. Pops this one up. Abreu, the first baseman, and he will take control and make the catch. The Angels go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Sox. When we come back, we'll have another edition of Kuba Tuesday.
Mustard and relish. No ketchup for me.
Ketchup and mustard. Nothing else.
Ketchup, mustard?
Yep, that's it. Plain guy.
I'm probably going ketchup and jalapenos. A little spicy.
Either chili and cheese or ketchup and onions. Not a mustard fan, so I'm out on that.
So your breath is going to be pretty good after that.
Yeah, you know, I think when you're eating a hot dog, that's the last thing on your mind, you know?
That was pretty funny. I'm a mustard guy. Look at those hot dogs, Chicago style. Now that is some good eating.
Yep.
You're a ketchup guy, aren't you?
That's it.
Sauerkraut on occasion, but mustard. Enjoying a hot dog there also.
He's killing it.
Now that is very good.
Yeah.
That is the Chicago hot dog. Famous.
I'd be indisposed for several minutes after eating that thing.
Imagine.
No thanks. Todd Frazier looks at strike. Frazier, Cabrera, Lowry here in the 6th inning. 2-0 Chicago. The occasional melted cheese. Gotta be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Frazier with a home run and a singles. He's 2 for 2. Home run he hit in the 2nd inning, his 3rd of the year. Took the 7th RBI. Little number up the middle. Pennington throws out Frazier. 1 down. So the milkman coming to the plate. Cabrera 1 for 2 with a single. 2 runs for Chicago. Solo home runs. Frazier and DeBrey.
MVP of the 2012 All-Star game.
That was Kansas City.
Yep.
Trumbo put on a nice little show. Home run derby, right?
A couple shots on the Hall of Fame building.
Simmons tires Cabrera. 2 outs. Every fan matters when the Angels take on the Mariners this Friday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a double logo baseball cap courtesy of AAA while supplies last. Visit Angels.com to get your tickets. 7 in a row retired by Shoemaker since he gave up the single to Austin Jackson that loaded the bases in the 4th for 1 out. He'll face Brett Lawrie now. Lawrie hitless with a strikeout and a fly ball to left. That's low. Angels in the 7th. We'll have Calhoun, Simmons, and Cron coming up. Angels have managed just 1 hit tonight against Matt Latos. Total of 4 base runners, 3 walks. Let's go with that single. Lawrie, the first Canadian-born position player to appear in a game for the White Sox is Pete Ward in 1969. Last year with the Oakland A's.
Duffy brought an edge over here to this club. We talked about Todd Frazier, the same thing. Jimmy Rollins.
Three balls, 1 strike. Full boat. Jackson on deck. 92 pitches for Matt. 59 strikes, 2 punch outs, no walks. 6 hits allowed. Payoff on the way. Down goes Lawrie and a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. 6 complete, still 2-0 Sox.
Best of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast, free quote and see how much you could save.
It is a cold, windy one in the Windy City. And thankfully, we got a couple of day games coming up tomorrow and Thursday. Halos down 2-0 as we start the 7th. A couple of solo home runs for the Sox. Frazier in the 2nd and Abreu in the 4th. Both leadoff home runs.
It's funny on Twitter, everyone's asking us to bring back some of that cooler weather. It's been real hot back home.
Yeah.
Los Angeles area, Anaheim.
This was the trip we thought was going to be kind of like this the entire way, but really just started tonight. Great weather in Minneapolis. A couple of day games coming up, so it shouldn't be too bad tomorrow and Thursday. Calhoun, Simmons, and Crone in the 7th. Cole drives one out to left field. That ball tailing away from Melky Cabrera, but he will track it down on the warning track for the first down. Cole 0 for 3.
Shaded him over that way a little bit too to be able to run that one down. The Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful. We said it early on that a little blue collar man, you're going to have to battle your way through. It's certainly against Matt Latos in this game. At this point, you need a couple base runners. It's been pretty good. There's only one hit allowed. 3 walks, but they were all back in the first, second inning.
Simmons 0 for 2. Ground ball to third and a fly ball to center.
And another pitch in the upper part of the strike zone for Latos. It's not ideal for most pitchers, but it's worked well for Latos.
0-2. No ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Crone on deck. Century mark as far as pitches thrown by Latos. 5 punch outs, 3 walks. That's ripped to left. Now they'll head toward the wall. Simmons will round and head to second. A 1-out double. Make that a 12-game hitting streak for Andrelton Simmons.
Stayed back on that one well. So Robert Ventura maybe.
Looks like that might be it for Latos.
Down to that bullpen. Stayed back. Breaking ball, curveball that spun in the inside part of the plate. Simmons a nice job bringing his hands inside, got the barrel of the bat, hooks that down the left field line for a double, his 4th of the season.
Pitching change. We're in the 7th. Matt Latos, having allowed just 2 hits in the ball game, departs with a 2-0 lead. out here in the 7th inning, but he's got himself a 2-0 lead, 101 pitches, just 2 hits allowed. So in 3 starts this year, he's allowed a total of 6 hits. Came into this one with a 2-0 record and a chance to pick up his 3rd win.
Amazing what he has done so far this year when you think about where he was last year.
Yep. Matt Albers takes over on the mound. It's in and out, who's in, who's out. And Albers, a 33-year-old, and 2nd season with the Chicago White Sox. Texas native is on a roll here. He'll face C.J. Cron with Andrelton Simmons at 2nd base and 1 down. Cron 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to left. First pitch fastball in for a strike. Albers has thrown 29 1/3 scoreless innings over his last 26 appearances going back to August 5th of last year. It's the longest active streak in the big leagues.
Fastballs 90-94 range, maybe touch 95. Slider, changeup.
Cron 0 for 1 in his career against Albers. Albers did not pitch in last night's game. One pitch. Fouled off, 1-2. Albers originally with the Astros, 23rd round pick in 2001. He's pitched with the Astros, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Diamondbacks, the Indians, the Astros again, and now the White Sox.
A lot of different teams.
Have arm, will travel.
Yes.
Ground ball to the right side. That is going to sneak through for a base hit. Simmons is going to be waved in. Eaton a little bit late, up firing, and he'll still throw out Andrelton Simmons. Ron Renicky sending him. It surprised Eaton for a second, but he still threw a bullet to the plate. 2 down.
He is so aggressive coming in the baseball because he plays so shallow also. And an absolutely perfect throw. Perfect position, straight over the top. No tailing action on that baseball. 1 hopper. Tag applied just a little before the foot hits the plate. Ron Renicky being aggressive here. Thinking maybe because he's feeling it a little bit to his glove side, but he gathered himself, put himself in very good throwing position to be able to throw that strike to home plate.
1 ball, no strikes on Carlos Perez. On board twice with a walk and a single.
Part of the reason why you're a little more aggressive as a 3rd base coach there because of where you are in the batting order also. Lower part of the order. Starting to see some pretty good things though from C.J. Cron, hitting that ball the other way, going with the pitch, not trying to pull everything. Last couple of nights, some good swings.
Ground ball towards short. Rollins comes in. He'll fire on to first, and the stretch time here in Chicago. Sox still up 2-0. Matt Shoemaker back out on the mound here at the bottom of the 7th inning with a 2-0 Sox lead. He'll face the bottom third of the order. Shoemaker with 3 strikeouts, no walks, 6 hits allowed, 2 of which have been home runs. Solo shots to Frazier and Abreu. He's retired 8 straight since he loaded the bases with 1 out in the 4th. Two balls, no strikes on Austin Jackson. The center fielder is 1 for 2. Single in the 4th. The Angels have action in their bullpen. It's the lefty, Jose Alvarez, the first man up. Two and 1. Credit Shu for not getting overly rattled. It was going to be a tight game considering the way Latos was going. Didn't give up a hit. It was an infield hit in the 5th. Needing to keep things nice and close.
He's throwing the ball well, and it's always an advantage for pitchers on a cooler night also. He's done a solid job.
That's a leadoff walk. First free pass issued by Matt. Every moment matters. Join us Saturday as the Angels take on the Seattle Mariners. 6:05 is the game time, and enjoy a post-game fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Just visit angels.com to get your tickets. Garcia, the DH, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to right.
So she's going through a series of signs for Carlos Perez. And also having a conversation with Charles Nagy about what they may do here in this inning as far as potentially go to the bullpen. Especially with Eaton up third after that walk to Jackson. Lefty versus lefty. Alvarez potentially for that batter. So if you're Matt Shoemaker, you'll have to get a ground ball double play to still put yourself in position to get through the inning and have a chance to pick up a W with the offense. Scoring some runs in the top of the 8th.
No balls, 2 strikes. Garcia doesn't like the call, but all in the strike zone.
Quite a bit of the strike zone.
Keep Jackson close to the base. Get around a little bit.
A lot of times as a base runner, you're anticipating the breaking pitch potentially in the dirt 0-2 to try to steal. So they're going to go with a fastball in instead.
Oh, 2 lifted foul. This one will find its place in the seats.
Shoemaker doing a nice job as far as holding the baseball and not allowing Jackson to get a decent lead to think about going. He's got good speed. Socha also has that option if you wanted to put a pitch out, especially with being ahead of count 0-2. exactly why you think about 0-2 going as a base stealer. That would have been a very difficult pitch to scoop and then throw. If you're Carlos Perez, he did a nice job of keeping it in front.
One-two pitch. Down goes Garcia, one away.
Garcia's had a tough time tracking sliders so far in this series. Second punch out of the game for him.
Down to Navarro, the switch hitter's coming up, so Mike Scioscia's going to go to the bullpen. Matt Shoemaker's done after 6 1/3. Pitching change with the Sox up 2-0. Fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in, stream the Angels wherever you go. 2-0 Sox. We're in the 7th. Man on. And Mike Scioscia pulls the plug on Matt Shoemaker after 103 pitches, 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 of which were home runs. He's responsible for Austin Jackson at first base. Jose Alvarez takes over. A little spin. Diana Navarro around to hit from the right side.
Really solid, though, by Shoemaker. 65 strikes, 26 batters faced, 20 first pitch strikes. Now up to Jose Alvarez to keep it right here at 2-0 deficit. Pretty solid so far this year.
Navarro takes outside. White Sox catcher's 1 for 2. A single back into third inning, just his second hit of the season. 2 for 24. One and one. Good off-speed pitch, little cue shot to the right side. Pennington, long run, but plenty of time with Navarro running. 2 down. Jackson in scoring position now.
Nice job by Pennington to be able to get around and get to that baseball using the glove. A lot of times when the ball's hit that slow, you think you got to use the bare hand, realizing it's already going down. The catcher will get glove and body in front of that baseball and throw him out at first base.
The 2 outs, and here's the leadoff man, Adam Eaton. The right fielder hitless so far tonight. Breaking ball down and away. Lefties 3 for 11 against Jose so far this year. Righties 1 for 6. That includes a Navarro plate appearance. 2 balls, 1 strike. Halos in the 8th have 9, 1 and 2 coming up. Pennington, Escobar, and Ortega. Right-hander Nate Jones getting ready.
Another power arm out of their bullpen.
2-2. Locked him up with that fastball.
91-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner.
There's Jones. Eaton slaps one towards short. Backhanded by Simmons. Got rid of it quickly. Wow.
That transfer and that arm strength is absolutely amazing.
Oh, there's the clinic put on by Andrelton Simmons.
I think off the bat this might be an infield hit, but quickly gets rid of the baseball and a firm throw over the first base.
You back home, get the rally cap working as we head to the top of the 8th with your Angels trailing. Coming up on your SoCal Mazda dealer post-game show, it's really been the tale of 2 Matts. One with a no-hitter through 4 1/3, the other just a couple of mistakes. The difference here, while the Angels quest some offense, we hope you will seek out and find something we talked about in the pregame show. Cuba, baseball's final frontier. It is coming up Monday, April 25th, immediately following Game 1 between your Angels and the Mariners.
Nice live, Jeannie, here in the top of the 8th inning. The Halos down by the score 2-0, and they will be facing the fireballer, Nate Jones. This will be his 7th game, 1-0 record, 5 innings, just 1 earned run.
We can hear that glove pop all the way up here, 94 to 99 on the fastball, slider and curveball. Straight over the top with his delivery. Against this guy, you want to make sure you square up the baseball, get on the barrel of the bat.
No different.
Not off the end or off the handle.
5th round pick in 07 at a Northern Kentucky University. Pennington, this one out to left. Bucky Cabrera into foul territory and did not make the catch. Saying it was interfered with, and Pennington's going to be called out. Now remember, if the baseball is in the stands, the fan can catch it or go for it. Cannot reach over the railing, though.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia wants an explanation behind this call, especially as the home team.
Now the fan did not that didn't look like interference. That ball clanked out of his glove.
That's what I thought. This angle right here. No. I think you got to take a look at that.
Absolutely.
Because it's only after the ball fell out of his glove You see contact made. Now it looks like Mike Scioscia may go back and look at Dino Weeble to see if that indeed was worth the challenge to call. Dino Weeble saw the same thing. Steve Solis in the clubhouse looking at and relaying the message to Dino Weeble.
Yeah, the ball hit the heel of the glove and was popping out. They are going to look at it. So it appears, yeah, Jerry Meals, the crew chief, will head over and put the headsets on.
Yeah, from this angle, it's pretty tough to be able to tell if there was contact made there. One angle we saw didn't look like it was. It's worth the gamble too. You don't want to give up and out here.
So they are taking a look at it. In the stands right now, it's an out, according to Jerry Meals, for fan interference. The Southside Bartman situation.
Not quite the same circumstances. See right there to heel the glove, and at that point you see some contact potentially made, but it was not. At that point, it didn't seem like it caused him to drop the baseball.
Right. After the ball was on the ground, the guy with the glasses on his hat is when he grabbed his glove.
Yeah.
Jerry Meals with the glasses is the crew chief. He's the man that made the call. Paul Noward, second base umpires over there.
Playing let it be here. I guess they wanted to make sure that the call stands.
Well, the Halos can use all the help they can get in this ball game. Matt Latos, 6 1/3 scoreless innings, 2 hits, 5 strike counts. Albers closed things out in the 7th. See what the call is here. And
Mike Scioscia's wondered, as we are, how that was not overturned.
I mean, I'm curious to see what the email says, because we get an email every time there's a ruling on replays. But that ball's rattling in the glove before there's ever contact.
Yes, exactly.
So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Yunel Escobar. Escobar hitless tonight. A fly ball, a strikeout, and a ground out. Fouled off. Escobar 1 for 3 in his career against Nate Jones. Matter of fact, there isn't an Angel that's had multiple hits in their career against Nate Jones. 0-2. That goes on the breaking ball, 2 outs.
It's a 91-mile-an-hour slider. But they're trying to make contact with 97, 98. Not an easy task. Sharp break there. That's a true slider. Not allowed to break to it. A little slight downward action on it. Ortega is trying to get on base for Trout.
Oh for 3 tonight. Ground ball over to Frazier at third. Halos go down in order. We hit at the bottom of the 8th inning, 2-0 Chicago.
Matchup, a great one tomorrow. Garrett Richards going against Chris Sale. Chris Sale already 3-0 on the season with an ERA 2.35, 274 punch-outs last year. Garrett Richards 2-0 in his career versus the Chicago White Sox. You talk about some power fastballs. You're going to see that on display tomorrow.
Jose Alvarez back out on the mound. Rollins, Abreu, and Frazier here in the 8th. One ball, one strike. Jimmy Rollins 0 for 3. Fly ball left twice. Come back into the mound. Found it out of play. Foul back. One ball, 2 strikes. Pulled into left. Went down and got the off-speed pitch. Ortega comes up firing. Rollins trying to go to second. The throw's offline. A double for Jimmy Rollins, his 4th of the season.
Even though Ortega's shown a very strong, accurate throwing arm, that was a wise decision by Jimmy Rollins. He wanted to get into scoring position, went down and got that pitch down in lower part of the strike zone. It's worth the gamble for him, and the throw just wide at second base. That normal accurate throw, he's going to get him for Ortega. We've seen so many good throws from him.
Abreu fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes. One for 3 game for Abreu. The 1 home run off Shoemaker in the 4th. Matt ended up going 6 1/3, allowing 2 runs. 6 hits, struck out 4 and walked 1. Good conversation here. One ball, 2 strikes. Important 8th inning to give the Angels some sort of an opportunity or a shot in the 9th. They've got 2, 3, or probably 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Trout, Pujols, Calhoun. Robertson, their closer, getting ready. Jimmy Rollins with the leadoff double stands at second.
Look at conscious effort to hit that ball to the right side of the infield from Abreu. Like you mentioned earlier about going inside against him. He's had a tough time with fastballs inside so far this year.
Two. Off speed low, full count. Robertson, former Yankee.
5 saves already this year.
Payoff pitch. Broken bat roller towards short. Simmons will go on to first. 1 down. Rollins over to third.
It's good base running by Jimmy Rollins to see that slow roller, even though it's on that side of the infield. Knew there was going to be no play at third base. Advances over on the ground out. And if Mike Scioscia goes ahead and walks him, set up a potential double play ball.
Frazier 2 for 3 tonight with a home run and a single. Melky Cabrera is a guy that will put the ball in play. Does not strike out often. Hoping here that he hits it right to a fielder. Get that double play, keep this a 2-0 deficit.
Coming into this series, .467 batting average, 7th inning and later in the game for Melky Cabrera.
Cabrera this year 0 for 7 from the right side of the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a single. That was in the 4th on Shoemaker. Big hole on the right side. Pennington shading Cabrera up the middle. Off speed, fouled off.
He has rolled into 1 double play so far this year.
Rollins at third and Frazier at first. Out toward right center field. That's hammered. Trout's not going to get there. Nobody's going to get there. This one hops the fence. 1 run is in. Frazier being waved in to throw, comes home when it should have gone to third. And it is 4-0 Chicago.
First triple of the season for Cabrera. Talked about that batting average he has late in the game. Fastball that ran in inner half at 91 and down. It went the other way with some carry. Talking about that jet stream that goes out to right center field. That's exactly what happened.
They had him out at third easily if Pennington comes up firing that way. Instead he came home. Hit field in. Here's Brett Laurie. He will take inside. Laurie 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Skies this one on the third base side, foul and out of play. Foul back our way. Gooby, get it. Yeah, boy. Attaboy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice catch, man.
Oh, I can't feel my hand right now, but I got that going for me.
Good luck holding your bag on the way to the car, man.
Yeah, that was comfortable.
That's a cute foul. Why'd you take off your gloves?
I have no idea why I did.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah, better you than me. They still love you here in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
1-2. This one down the line foul. Almost got Melky. Two RBI triple for Melky Cabrera, extending the White Sox lead. That's punched to right field. Now he'll get down for a hit. So make it 5-0 Chicago. Alvarez has given up 3 runs here in the 8th. Nobody warming up in the pen.
Pretty good piece of hitting. We said that a number of times in this inning for the White Sox. Good hustle double by Jimmy Rollins. A real good swing going the other way by Melky Cabrera, and then that one by Brett Laurie going the other way for an RBI single.
Jackson will take a strike. Ground out a single and a walk for Jackson tonight. That's out toward right field, chasing Trout and Calhoun. Trout will make the catch. 2 down.
That ball was hit well the other way, but Trout runs that one down. That jet stream out the right center field. Well played by Mike Trout.
To 2 outs. Man at first, and Avisail Garcia coming up. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Interesting inning for Alvarez with the amount of right-handed batters he had to face here in the 8th inning. Just hasn't been able to come up with the big out when needed. Double to Rollins to lead off this inning. Got Abreu, good pitch on the inside part of the plate. Then the triple to Cabrera. RBI single to Brett Laurie. A 1-2 count. They got him. The inning comes to an end, but not before the Sox tack on 3. We head to the 9th. The Angels trailing it 5-0. Here in the 9th inning, Mike Trout set to lead things off, and 0 for 2 tonight with the walk, and he's all about preparation and getting ready both mentally and physically. Here's Mike talking about struggling and getting the mind right.
You know, put pressure on yourself, but I think now, you know, when people roll you out, you're just trying to prove people wrong, and you know, I think that's going to give us a little extra motivation for sure. Stay humble. You know, the game will definitely, you know, humble you if you think you got it figured out. So it's, you know, you go out there, it's a game. You know, it's just another game, and you know, you just try to play to win.
I think when you think about Mike Trout, he has it in a great perspective. I mean, everyone puts pressure on him to be able to carry this club, and all the talk about will this club be as good this season, but he realizes he's so important to him, but he also knows that he keeps working, trying to get better. He's going to have some struggles. It's how you fight through those things. That's why it's such a good idea to have those mentors around, like it started with Torrey Hunter and now Albert Pujols.
Nate Jones back out for the 9th. At a 1-2-3 8th inning. A walk, a ground out, and a strikeout for Trout. Trout 1 for 8 in his career against Jones. Like I said, nobody's had more than one hit. One down. Take a look at the in-game box score. Just a total of 3 hits for the Angels. 2 singles and a double. This on a night after the Angels had a season-high 13 hits.
And the hits in the lower part of the batting order again tonight. Not many of them, but all down at the lower part. We saw a lot of hits in the lower part of the lineup last night. Talked about that in the opening.
Albert with a walk, a ground out, and a pop-up. This one toward short. Rollins to Abreu, 2 down. So it's Cole Calhoun coming to the plate. All White Sox pitching tonight.
Yeah, coming into this series, we knew Robert Ventura's club has pitched the baseball extremely well, and has been the case here tonight for sure. 2.84 ERA as a team coming into this game tonight.
Cole bounces this one to Brett Laurie. Halos drop game 2 as they get shut out tonight by the final of 5-0.
Came down to some home run power, some good swings by the offense, just enough of it, but also what a job by Matt Latos in the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox as they pitch a shutout just like the Angels did last night against the White Sox.
Well, it sets up tomorrow afternoon, that's for sure. You got
a great pitching matchup.
Each team with a shutout already in the series. It's Chris Sale going up against Garrett Richards. Tonight, Matt Shoemaker suffers a loss, but Matt Latos picks up the victory. 5-0 the final. Stick around. Angels live post game is coming up next.